So it's time to bring you our current FC26 custom tactics for you to use in your champs, your rivals, all that sort of stuff to hopefully go ahead and get you some more wins. As always, we're going to talk you through what we're running, why we're running it, how it impacts in games, and what you should be looking to do if you're trying to get the same sort of play style. Now, first of all, this is my first tactics video in quite a while, to be honest. So the code is there, all right? I know you lot asked for the code. So if you want the code, there's the code, 64U. Question mark LKDCE 2Y6. Yeah. Anyway, what are we playing? We're playing 4-4-2. Something nice and simple. 4-4-2 for me has been, I think, my go-to formation for like the last 18 months. It's just what I click with. This is one thing I always emphasize massively when it comes to tactics, and it is that you need to go for something that you are comfortable with in that sense. So when you see these tactics videos and when you see people releasing this and this is the best formation and this is the best tactic and this is what you got to run, blah, 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 blah. If you've played, let's say if you're, I don't know, a 4-2-3-1 person and you've played 1,000 games of 4-2-3-1 over the last however many years and you're comfortable with that and that's what clicks for you, moving into like a 4-4-2, it's going to take you so much time to understand the patterns and the intuition of where players are and where they'll be in certain moments. So just always bear that in mind, all right? It does take a lot of time to kind of get comfortable. Now, it does mean that if you have played 1,000 games of 4-2-3-1 and nothing else, I think it's good to at least have 2 to 3 formations that you can move through throughout a game, should you feel like you have to, basically. So let's talk to you about the tactic and what we've got and why we've got it. First of all, I'm going to touch on the player roles and then I'll go into the team tactics. I think these are, you know, something that a lot of people look at. So one of the things that me personally that I can't run is fullback defend on both fullbacks. Okay, it will work for the majority of you people, and if you want to do that to be defensively sound, I would recommend it. However, I just like having one fullback at least showing, at least being there. If you are going to use them on fullback and defend, which I think the majority probably will, just manually trigger them with L1, LB. You know, if you pick the ball up, say with your left centre mid and you're facing your left back, trigger them on a run to at least give yourself that kind of option. But having them both on defend is going to be really good to help you, obviously, not concede as many goals. I go for ball playing keeper, just something I've been trying to see if it, you know, kind of does anything. I do go back to the keeper a little bit when I always say when you're being pressed kind of in your own half, play the way that you're facing. If I'm facing my goalkeeper, they're always the easy out ball, and then, you know, they can play it long and so on. For both my centre-backs, I think the go-to for everyone is just defend. I think that's just, you know, staple, really. Whenever I've tried any of the different roles, have never worked for me. So, this is the big one. Deep line playmaker and build up on both players. I know a lot of people sit there and ask and say, should I prioritise player roles over like what I want? And honestly, for me, I think no. You go with what you want in your play, and you get the best out of it. Like, yes, player roles when they've got like the plus and the plus, sometimes you get a little bit better movement and whatnot. But honestly, for me, I think it's better to just prioritize what you want. So let's say for, I don't know, Darun, for example, he's plus box to box. People go, oh, that's what I should go for. But him going box to box is horrible. They literally, yes, it's box to box, but they get in the way of the strikers. Like, they don't sit on the edge of the box on the attack. They go and sit next to the goalkeeper and get in the way. So, yes, something for you to think about. Deep line playmaker build up. The reason why this is good is that they're there to help you break up the counter attack. If you have them on defend, when you, like, say, get the ball out on the wing and you want to recycle back to your centre mids, they're too far away. Having them on build up, they just come up that little bit more. They are sat there kind of 30 yards out, I'd say, for you to lay into. Then they can lay the first time pass into the strikers, take a long range shot, whatever it may be. So build up's kind of key there. Now, when it comes to wingers, again, it depends what you're wanting and how you want to play. For me personally, I like them to operate in between the fullbacks and up against the defenders, giving me the option to agile dribble, to look at, you know, go at them, controlled sprint, and then look to get past them and kind of be exactly where I want to be, looking for those quick 1-2s. Now, I will get them to go round the outside, round the outside, dun, 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 and get down to the wing and then look for a cross into the box in Mateta. But to do that, I use creative runs, which is where you tap L1, LB, and then you flip the right stick to send them round, or I use a player lock, press both analog sticks in, change to Pulisic, run him round, and, you know, get him to where I want to be. So, but they will naturally sit a bit more on the inside, which is good. It doesn't change, like, if you want to have these as wingers, that's absolutely fine. You can do that. It still works fundamentally near enough the same. It's just, you know, where they are. This is the big one for me. I run Peanut on false 9. I tried both strikers on advanced forward, and What I felt I was really missing was actually just that person kind of in that cam. And you might say, well, why don't you just play a 4-2-3-1? And it's like, yeah, you know, probably good work. But that's where it works for me at the minute for Pina, and having her drop in. Now, again, you might have two traditional strikers who don't do that. You probably do have Pina as well, to be fair. And yes, that's an option to run both of them on advance forward. I think that's absolutely fine. But for me personally, to just help me counter-attack, to help me build up, having her drop in is really useful for me, and that's what's been working. So that's the reason why I've got it. You know, if you want to be a bit more direct, you want to have that traditional 2 kind of advance forward, you can do that should you wish to. Mateta, he plays on that advance forward and attack for me. It's so good and so vital. So defends in a 4-4-2, attacks very solidly, I'd say, in the sense of that, yes, we have numbers going forward, and obviously that 1 fullback kind of going there. Now, when it comes to build-up style and defensive approach, I'm a bit boring. I don't know if this is what other people do. I don't really know. Is this the way forward this year? I don't know. I think the majority run 70. It doesn't work for me. I think it's good. I think it's fine. I'm a little bit more washed, really. I have to be really bang on my right stick switching and tracking those over top through balls. 50 balanced is just what's worked for me, to be honest. I had a little period where I tried 70 and was just getting absolutely dusted. I will say, like, not my team, but because I'm a little bit late getting back onto the game, my team definitely isn't up there as much. So, like, running Paredes is a little bit slow. Di Lorenzo's obviously not fantastic. So, like, I don't know. I felt I was getting burnt a little bit too easy. If you've got a pretty pacey back line and you feel confident in that and you know, you want to do that, I think you're okay to run that 70 or 71 or whatever it is that others are doing. But for me, that's just what I run, and I'm just giving you what I run. Build-up style, balance. Short passing can be really good, but the problem is that everyone's going, yeah, come to feet, and then it really relies on you to tap L1 to trigger the runners, and I think that overrides it a little bit. And for me, balance kind of gives you the best of everything. Sometimes the players will make the run on their own and get in behind. Sometimes they'll come short. I emphasize this so much about you using, you know, the runners, L1 and R1 to bring someone short, L1 send someone long. Using that just kind of gives you that as well, which is really good. And a big thing, actually, this is something that I think Rocco's 11, you know, Rocco's 11, he said this to me, that one of his viewers, I think he streams in that as well, Gormo, one of his viewers in the chat, I think he streams, Gormo, he didn't even know that you can tap R1 to bring someone short, tap RB. You double tap R1, double tap RB, it'll bring 2 players short. So wherever your left stick is pointing, so let's say if you've got the ball with Robinson, the left back, and you're facing towards Leo, and you're pointing your left stick at Leo, if you tap L1, he's going to run in behind like Forrest Gump, and he's going to go. If you tap R1, he's going to come short to you. If you double tap RB, it'll grab Leo and Dirk out, and they'll come in towards you. If you're being pressed, that can be really good to kind of help you get out in those sort of positions as well. So that's how it lines up for me, and that's what I'm running. And you might say, oh, do you run anything else at like the minute if you're like losing the game and whatnot? Honestly, no. That's kind of where I go to. I do enable team press quite a bit. Like if the opponent's got a goal kick and I'm chasing the game, I want to be a bit more aggressive, I'll be there for it. But yeah, that's what works, and that's what works really, really well for me. So let me know how you find it if you do have a go with it as well. I will say the false 9 with Pina, she's got Tiki-Taka Silva, if I remember correctly. That makes her just Tiki-Taka Silva incisive pass. That makes her link up so well. So if you are going to run that false 9, I think having someone that, yes, can pass is going to be really, really beneficial for you. And obviously the fact that she has low driven, they're so good as well. They're crazy, absolutely crazy. If they've got low driven play style, that is, they are pretty mental. So yeah, let me know how you find it. Cheers for watching. I appreciate you all. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.